Welcome to the Online Success Journey podcast, your opportunity to discover and learn from entrepreneurs like yourself. This is not your typical podcast, but a place where you can get the real story and find out how real people encounter speed bumps and detours, but journey through to find success. Now here's your host for the Online Success Journey podcast, Patience.
Welcome to Online Success Journey. This is episode 349. We have a wonderful guest for you today. So make sure you click to subscribe right now and you'll never miss a journey. I post one episode each week and each guest has a fascinating story to tell. Today we have Shelby and Kristina Clifford. Both professional trained comedic actresses started making comedy videos just for fun in 2015, and brands and businesses started approaching them for custom video content. Hello, Shelby. Hello, Kristina.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My audience are excited to hear your stories. Just start by telling us one thing we are going to learn from you today that will help us on our journey to success.
That's a good one. I would say one thing you might learn from us today is how you could create a successful comedy ad on your own, or some tips and tricks to do that.
Wow, I can't wait to hear all about it. So let's get started with the basics. Can you tell my audience a little bit about your background, about what you did before you started your own business? Shelby?
So we kind of have a similar path. Basically, we both started out as actresses and comedians. We were doing, some stand-up and some improv and some, films and TV and whatnot. And then we started creating social media videos just for fun, back before everybody else was creating funny social media videos. And then from there, we just started working with brands and businesses and doing the same thing for them. And then, Kristina can kind of fill out the rest of it for me.
I mean, honestly, when I first met Shelby, I thought she was very funny. But not only was she extremely funny, she was very driven and motivated to make content. And so that attracted me to her right away. And so we started working together, and then it kind of organically happened. I think at one point we were like, wait, so are we partners? Is this what we're doing? And so it kind of happened organically that way. And then when the pandemic hit, we kind of transitioned from just the comedy videos for fun into doing comedy video ads for brands and businesses. Thankfully, from an ad agency we had found, and everything was shut down. We lost our day jobs. And so we just kind of had a tight group that would make these videos. And that's when we learned, okay, we can expand, we can find more clients, we can really make this a true business.
Wow. What a background of both of you. I know you said because of the pandemic and you had to pivot and find a new career path, but why do you do what you do, both of you?
Why do we do what we do? That's a great question. Well, I think we both really love to laugh, and that's kind of, I guess, one of the cornerstones that we have in common. And Kristina's super funny and super creative and literally makes me laugh on a daily basis. So the fact that we can kind of do that and that's become our job is pretty rewarding. My dad is kind of a creative entrepreneur, and I always wanted sort of that life where my job is something I'm truly passionate about. And I think Kristina feels the same. And we just feel very lucky to be doing what we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, I bartended and waited tables for many, many, many years. And that was not my passion, and always doing acting on the side. So this was a great way to incorporate our passion with a way to make money.
Wow. As you mentioned about money, Kristina, let's put money aside. How do you know you are successful, Kristina?
Well, okay. I'll tell you when I was like, okay, we're on to something here. I remember we'd been doing these videos from start to finish, from conception to the finished edited project for this ad agency for a very long time. And then when we started to expand and we started to have these pitch meetings with other clients, that's when I knew, because their reactions when we are pitching them ideas for their product, they're all like blown away. Like, we're amazed. Like, how did you come up with all those ideas? They're so funny. So I think in that moment, I was like, okay, we have this niche that I don't even think we knew we had until we saw people's reaction to the ideas and concepts we were coming up with.
Shelby?
Yeah, I don't think I could say it better. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, I mean, I guess another key point in that direction would be one of our first direct to brand clients. So like when we work directly with the brand, not through an ad agency, our first video with them is still one of probably their top performing video to date. We still see it running regularly. Friends see it running regularly and always tell us. So that's how we kind of knew, like, oh yeah, we crushed that.
Wow. That's nice. We will start with you, Shelby. Tell us how to use the comedy to drive brand awareness.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say comedy is great for brand awareness, because if a brand really leans into taking some risks with their content and maybe doing something funnier or outside of the box, that then tells the audience, like, okay, this brand is cool. This brand is different. This is a video that I want to share with my friends and family because it's so funny. And, it's going to make them think of the brand. It's going to be free marketing for the brand. So yeah, when you think about something like Poopery, like those types of ads, like whenever I think of the brand Poopery, I think, oh yeah, that's a cool outside the box brand. And I think a lot of their success is because people saw those videos and thought like, oh, this is so funny. I've got to share this with everyone I know.
This is for Kristen. Mm-hmm. Tell my audience about the magic moment, the day it suddenly all went right for both of you.
Well, if I'm being honest, Patience, I don't know if that day has completely come yet. Yes, there are glimmers of like, oh, we're on the right path. We're doing X, Y, and Z. But even today, I was just saying to Shelby, I think things are really happening. We're getting, instead of us outreaching to find clients, we're finding a lot more people are coming to us. And I think that's a great sign. But I don't think I'll ever be like, oh, we're in this magic, we're here, we're on the magic cloud forever. I think there's always going to be ups and downs and things to work through. But at the end of the day, I do know we're on the right path. And I think that's the biggest takeaway when I think about your question.
This question is for both of you. I think we'll start with Shelby. What have you learned from business as a whole?
What have I learned from starting my business as a whole? That's such a good question. I want to really think about it and answer it carefully. I think not being afraid to ask for help is something that can really take you to the next level. And that could be in terms of just like when Kristina and I first started, we sent a big email out to all of our friends and family saying, this is what we're doing. Here are some samples. If you know anyone, please put us in touch. So that's one way of asking for help. And then the other way is, if we're doing a big shoot, we hire people who are better at certain tasks than we are. So, we'll hire a great DP or a great director if it's a higher budget shoot, so that we're making sure that, the content is the best it can be and that everything doesn't fall on our shoulders, so that we can really focus on the writing, the producing, the acting if we're in it. So asking for help, like sometimes it's hard, but it's always worth it.
Oh, I'm up.
Yeah. What have you learned from business as a whole?
I think the biggest lesson for us, not only asking for help, which is great, but also knowing our worth and being able to price accordingly. And I think a lot of times when you're first starting out, you don't want to say no to anybody. You want to take all the work that comes in, but it comes to a certain point where not everybody is going to be able to pay you what you deserve to be paid and how many hours and different various things go into what we do. So I think no is a very powerful word. And I think when we started saying no to certain people who didn't maybe have the budget that we required, I think that really started to open the doors and really open our eyes to what clients we do prefer, and really just setting the standard for what we're worth.
What is one thing that has contributed to your success, Shelby?
I would say my partnership with Kristina. Yeah, like I wouldn't be doing this by myself. I couldn't do this by myself. And especially with, what we do is a lot of writing, a lot of brainstorming, a lot of laughing, a lot of like throwing silly ideas out there. So, you want to have a partner that you both have a similar sense of humor, but you also want to make sure that you feel comfortable really, really looking like a fool, and knowing that you can trust that person to not judge you, because that's how you get the best ideas, just throwing stuff out, and we bounce off each other all the time. And a lot of times, like, if I say an idea that's halfway there, she's able to take it to the next level and vice versa. So yeah, definitely my partnership.
The same question to Kristina.
Gosh, yes. I mean, the partnership, I'm so thankful for the partnership. And one thing I will say about Shelby is she has never been judgmental of me. And I think for me, I think that I kind of watch people watch me and what I do. And I can get self-conscious. I think we all can. But when you don't have the inhibitions and you can really go to that creative space is when all the magic happens. And so to have a partner like Shelby, who has never judged, has only like lifted me up, I think just speaks volumes. So I guess it's the same answer. Like, I'm really grateful for her partnership. And same, like she said, with the comedy, if you think of something that's funny, how are you going to know if it is funny or not, unless you bounce it off somebody? And I trust her judgment, and I trust her sense of comedy humor.
Wow. Tell us the creative process, how to brainstorm video ads.
Yeah, well, we kind of touched on it a little bit when we were talking about our partnership, but just to kind of really dive in, what we usually do is initially we sit with our prospective client. We have a preliminary meeting where we hear, a lot about what their business is, a lot about what they're looking for, the type of people they want to attract, the type of clients or eyeballs they're trying to get. And then once we've had that meeting, Kristina and I will go away. We do a big brainstorm where we don't judge each other and throw everything at the wall. And then we kind of take the best, 4 to 6 ideas. We flesh them out. We do a whole presentation, and then we pitch them to the client. So when we pitch, we do a full production. We act out all the roles so they really get a sense of it, even if we're like, if I'm being a wizard or something like that. And then, usually the client will narrow it down from there, and then we go into pre-production.
Shelby's wizard is one to be seen.
It's magical.
Oh, I can't wait to be watching your videos, how you really act and all that. I just saw a little bit. What is the most valuable thing you have ever given away, Kristin?
Ooh, the most valuable thing we've ever given away in terms of our business and Take Two content, I would say those ideas that there's been times where we've brainstormed ideas and really worked through a pitch and gave some pretty fire ideas to clients, and for whatever reason they didn't have the budget or they didn't have the resources at the time and they didn't work with us. And so maybe that, so they could take that and use it. We're also trying to do some tips and tricks on our YouTube channel. And so I think those will be invaluable to people who watch.
I thought you used the rejection as being actresses. How do you cope with that?
Yeah, because we come from sort of an acting background, we are very familiar with rejection. It's an old friend. So yeah, I mean, I think both of us, we we take rejection a lot less personally than most people would. So like Kristina said, sometimes we pitch to clients, we put a lot of work in, and then they don't end up moving forward, which is a bummer. But I think we're both pretty good at not taking it to heart. Because we don't know the circumstances. Like if we're getting good feedback on the call, then it could be the higher ups don't want to invest that much money, or they have another project that takes precedence, or so I think we're pretty good about letting that roll off and then just keeping moving forward, which is valuable.
We'll continue with Shelby. What is one thing that has contributed to your success?
One thing. One thing. I would say probably maybe my relationship as well. Like I feel like having a supportive partner is really important, especially when you're going out and doing something, obviously we're a partnership, but like on our own in terms of we don't have a boss, we're entrepreneurs. Having someone that, has your back and believes in you and pushes you to do it is really valuable. And I think Kristina has a similar relationship as well. So we're both really lucky to have that.
What grounds you, Kristin?
What grounds me? Well, there's a few things. I do love my exercise or my yoga in the morning. I feel like that just because you're literally on the ground, you're on the mat, and I try to really let that time of not having to think of doing a million things really connect me. This is so woo-woo, but like connect me to the earth. Other things that ground me, if I'm, in a tailspin of worrying about something, Shelby grounds me. My boyfriend, my parents, there's people in your lives that can kind of bring you down to earth and see things from a different perspective.
What grounds you, Shelby?
I would say, similarly, definitely my family, Kristina, the people in my life. I also meditate for at least 10 minutes in the morning, which, isn't a lot of time, but it really does help. Just in the sense of like, I feel like I notice a difference when I go through my day. Basically, I either feel more centered if I did do it and less frazzled. And if I don't do it, I feel like I'm playing catch up. I'm running around like a crazy person. So all those things.
Both of you. Do you have a mentor or a coach in your business?
That is someone we aspire to have. I know we are both in therapy, which is very beneficial to just, our own lives, and that bleeds into our business. But having a coach, I think it is very important. And we've definitely talked to some potential coaches, but haven't completely dove in. I think we should.
Okay. If you could rerun the first year of your business, what would you definitely not do, Shelby?
Well, it's funny because we are technically still in the first year of our business. Although we've been working together for many years, we officially started our LLC. I want to say like 6 or 7 months ago. Yeah, sometime in the summer. Gosh. So like, what would I not do? I don't think there's anything that I would change. I really don't. When I think about my early career, like I was doing some freelance for some really difficult clients. I think I learned some lessons there in terms of setting your boundaries and not letting people walk all over you and, charging what you're worth, which Kristina kind of talked about. But in terms of our business thus far, I don't think there's anything I would change because everything has kind of been a stepping stone. Everything has been a lesson. So
this is for Kristin. What is the most valuable thing you have ever given away?
Well, maybe in my life and business, I think it's that quality of listening or showing empathy or compassion to people. And when they talk, to really listen and see what they're saying, even if it's not with their words, but what they're really saying. And that's very beneficial when it comes to a client and telling us about what they're looking for in a video, and to tell us about their product and why it means so much to them. So I think, I don't even know if that's giving away, but like really absorbing.
This one, you are going to share it. Tell us 5 keys to creating a successful social media ad campaign.
You want to take the first one, Shelby?
I'll do the first 3 and she'll do the last 2.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, our 5 keys would definitely be step 1, listening to the client or target customer, making sure you're really taking in what they want. If it's you, if you're doing this for your own brand, make sure you're listening to your own target customers or the customers that you want to attract. If you have friends and family in that demographic, ask them, would this idea look cool to you? Would you be attracted by this kind of a concept? What are some ads that you relate to? What really has made you laugh in terms of ads? And look for inspiration from other, video campaigns you admire or other, influencer content you admire. So that would be the first one, kind of listening, gathering ideas, brainstorming, finding inspiration. The second step would be just to really go for the unexpected, take some risks here. People like to see things that are new and different and outside the box, and comedy lives in the unexpected. That rule of 3 is same, different. So, we always want to have the element of surprise in there. So, for example, Charlie Chaplin tries to open the door once, he tries to open it twice. The third time it hits him in the face and we all laugh. So we always want to have that element of the unexpected, of surprise, when we're trying to do comedy. And we always want to make sure that there's a strong story there, like a strong beginning, middle, and end. The third step would be the hooks. And that's the terminology we use for the first 3 to 5 seconds of the ad that really hook the audience or the viewer. So one thing that we like to do for our clients, it's kind of a little bit of protection for us and protection for them, is we usually will shoot multiple hooks, a core section to the ad, and then different CTA options. So that way, the client has different testing options. So you could do that for yourself. If you shoot 3 different hooks or 3 different intros, you have your core section of your ad, you have your CTAs, then you can test your video and see which hook performs the best. And then once you find that, that's the ad that you run nonstop and you go crazy with, and you put all your money into that one hook.
Yeah, and then the next one would be to play with your edit. If you're editing these videos yourself, you can really get granular with how you work with the timing of things. And I think that only enhances the comedy. And the more you do it, the more you'll get better at hearing the timing, hearing the comedy. And also, one thing me and Shelby have learned over the years is don't be precious with everything you shoot. So we have a lot of times where we were like, oh, we love this moment, we love this moment, we love this moment, but we can't do all of it because it's too much time. So you really have to kind of kill your babies, or that's what they say in the writing industry, is take those things that are so precious and you have to forget about it to make the edit better. And the last thing, and this is a lesson we both learned a lot from, is learn from your results. Really listen to the feedback, really hear what people are saying. I think a lot of times you can get defensive if someone critiques you, but really you got to shed the defensiveness away and really listen to what they're trying to say, because they're only going to make you better. And so we almost call it the note behind the note sometimes. If you don't understand it, really dig in to find out what they're really saying. And the more you do this, the more comfortable you'll get with it, the better you'll get at all the aspects. It's just a matter of doing it.
Okay, this is for Shelby. What is the most dangerous belief an entrepreneur can have?
I think you need to be able to take feedback, but not let it deter you. I think sometimes, like Kristina kind of just mentioned this, people can get really defensive, or not only that, if you get some feedback that you don't necessarily like, some people just want to quit at the first, sign of failure, the first sign of hard work or trouble or stress. And I think, when you start a business, it's like all fine and dandy, and then you hit a wall, and you need to be able to push past that and make it to the other side.
This question is for both of you. What is one thing no one knows about you? Kristin.
I'm a pretty open book. Oh gosh, what's a good one? I'm scared of birds.
Huh?
I'm really scared of birds. I think that is kind of a common fear, but I like them from afar. They're beautiful. I like their songs. But if they come near me, I'm like,
Oh dear. Same question, Shelby.
Okay, so I don't even know if Kristina actually does know this, but I one of my hobbies, one of my pastimes is watching other people clean their house on YouTube while I clean my house. There's like a whole community of like type A women out there who make videos of cleaning their house and like how they do it, and like I always watch those so that I feel motivated to clean my house, and I always clean with them in the background, like with their music.
my mouth is agape right now. That is.
I told you. She didn't even know. I was like, oh yeah, that's a weird thing I do. Yep.
Oh, we can see you are really tidy up there, really nice and clean. That's good. Thank you for sharing.
Anytime.
Right. Let's talk about your business. Tell us more about it and who can join it. Kristin.
Yeah, we are take2content.com. Take two with the number 2. And we also have a YouTube channel, Take Two Content, where we'll be posting tips and tricks, some of our videos, behind the scenes, that kind of thing. And then at Take Two Content on Instagram. Did I miss anything, Shelby?
I don't think so.
Who can join you?
Oh, anybody. We work with all different types of clients. We work with influencers who want consistent content, all the way to, you know, brands that want to broadcast commercial. So we really do run the gamut if you know, you're in need of some funny, engaging video content.
Well, when you say we work with everyone, others, they put a price on it, not from 2 and above. So give us a price so we know what we are going to go in for.
Yeah, we pretty much don't do budgets below around the $5,000 range. But you know, we've also worked with budgets all the way up to over 30,000. So I would say if you're looking for someone to do your video for $500, this ain't it. But if you are looking to invest a little bit and get something really unique, we'd love to work with you.
We do offer a free 30-minute call with anyone who's interested. We'll talk about what you're doing, what you want to do in terms of video, and if we could possibly be of help.
Can we connect with you?
Yeah, you can email either of us. I'm Shelby at take2content.com with the number 2. She's Kristina with a K at take2content.com. And we're also on Instagram. You can, you know, write to us on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, we probably don't check as much as we should. Just email us, girl.
And boys.
And boys.
And boys, yeah.
Wow, thank you. There will be more from Shelby and Kristin in a moment. If you are listening to this on a podcasting platform and you are encouraged by Shelby and Kristin's journey, please go to our website at onlinesuccessjourney.com. In addition to the amazing free content, you can work direct with me. Check out my course, Success: How to Set Goals and Double Your Productivity, a course for achieving success in work and life, when you visit onlinesuccessjourney.com. The site has a ton of audio clips from hundreds of successful entrepreneur guests' journeys, all there to help you find the path to your own online success journey. Check it out. That's onlinesuccessjourney.com. Now, Shelby and Kristin, I would love both of you to share more information with my audience if you're up for it.
Oh, yeah, we're up.
Thank you. Do you watch movies or read books, Kristin?
I love books. I love movies. I'm reading this book right now that's pretty great. It's called Creativity Inc. It's by the president of Pixar. And it's kind of interesting seeing how he started this company, the kind of company he wanted to create. He's very much about including everybody into the creative process, not limiting anybody. So I feel like I really want to incorporate the tools that he's used into our own.
This is for Shelby. If your business was down to its last $100, how would you invest it?
That's a tough one. That's a tough question. If we were down to our last $100, I think probably what we would do, maybe we would just try to put that $100 into making like a video for ourselves or for our business that could be as viral as possible. And that $100 would probably just go to like any props that we might need, like feeding our crew. And we would probably just call in a lot of favors and try to get a video done that would, in turn make people want to hire us for video.
Okay.
Or we would put it like in crypto, I don't know.
Okay, we'll continue with you, Shelby. What is the best business book you have ever read?
What I'm thinking of may not be quote unquote a business book for somebody that's not in a creative field, but Elizabeth Gilbert has a book called Big Magic that is life-changing. It's about how to live your life as a creative entrepreneur, essentially, because it's not really like anything else. And there's a lot of internal hardships because your work is so tied to your sense of self. And I think it's just imperative for people to read. And when I read it, I got it from the library and then I was like, this is so good, I have to buy it. So I bought the hard copy and my boyfriend actually just read it and it changed his life. So, and that just reminded me of like how great that book is. I actually need to go back and reread it.
How did it change your boyfriend's life?
Yeah, I don't think he would care if I said it. He is a director of like film and he writes as well. And he was struggling a lot, I think, with the fact that a lot of times when we're doing this, we don't have 100% control over what we're working on and what we're doing. And our next steps are not laid out for us. Like if you work in a corporate job, okay, then I'll get promoted to manager, then I'll get promoted to this. So I think he was kind of thinking like, what is my next move? Am I going to be where I want to be? All those sort of anxieties were like weighing really heavy on him. And reading the book just kind of released it. And it takes you back to the reason why you started doing this in the first place. And that, we chose this path because we love what we do. We didn't choose this path because, we're attorneys and we want to, become partners. So it just kind of reminds you of like, how can you be creative when you're worried about these external things that really don't matter in the end?
Trust the process.
Thank you for sharing. This is for Kristina. If you are going to keep a note to yourself in your handbag every day, what would be written on it?
Well, this is kind of something that I've just discovered. And I went to this masseuse recently, and she's kind of an energy worker as well. And she kept saying, during the process, she was like, just trust yourself. Just trust yourself. That's your new mantra. So I think I would write, trust myself. And that's something I kind of repeat daily because we should trust ourselves. Like we know who we are. We know the worth we have. We just kind of sometimes have to remind ourselves.
Shelby?
Be truthful because, I don't know. I think sometimes it's hard to like really, stand up for yourself or say what you think or, sometimes we're like embarrassed by things that we've done and we don't want to admit it to ourselves or to other people. But I think the more that like, I can just be like truthful and honest about where I'm at or what I'm dealing with, it's only going to help me and then the people that are around me, because otherwise like I have a tendency to just pack things away in a little suitcase under the bed, and that's not good for anybody, right?
I agree. What is your next chapter?
To continue to grow and expand and have a whole list of clients where we're constantly working and not having to do so much outreach, and where eventually we can hire somebody to do more of the administrative work, the accounting, the boring stuff, so we can concentrate on the creative.
Wow. This is for both of you. Do you feel like you succeeded or like you are only on the way? Shelby?
I think both. I think we have succeeded, but we also are just at like the very tip of the iceberg. I think we are at a point now where we're seeing sort of a light at the end of the tunnel because we've put in a lot of hard work for many years. And I think we're just starting to see like those rewards coming in, which is really nice. So I think, yeah, a little bit of both, if that makes sense.
Kristina?
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with Shelby on that. It's almost like small successes along the way. You know, you have the big goal success, and, you know, who knows if you'll ever get to that specific one. It may change, it may veer courses a little bit, but I think the small successes are what we cling on to get us to the next one.
Will you ever stop? Shelby?
Will I ever stop? No, I don't think I could. I really don't. Like, I can't stop. I would like to stop more, actually.
Kristina, will you ever stop?
I don't think stopping is an option. And even if it was and I did stop, I don't think I'd be very happy. And I don't think it would be very fulfilling. So this train is going. This train is shooting.
Wow, thank you. Remind us how we can connect with you.
Yeah, connect with us. You can add us on LinkedIn under Take Two Content. We're also on YouTube. Our channel is Take Two Content, and our website is take2content.com with the number 2.
Shelby and Kristina, it's been great to have you to share your online success journey with us.
Thank you so much.
You.
It's been so much fun.
So fun.
You are welcome. Remember, success is a journey. Don't wait. Let's start the journey. Patience, Shelby, and Kristina.
This is not the end of the journey. We hope you've enjoyed listening to Patience and her guest and want you to know that there are hundreds of episodes available at onlinesuccessjourney.com. Patience would like to thank you for listening to the podcast, and she has a free gift for you on her website, including an audio compilation of her guests' best tips, uplifting stories, and even a bit of fun. Additionally, there are special clips of over 250 episodes that have never aired on the podcast and are only available to members of the Online Success Journey. Check the website and click on Join Now to get free and instant access. Of course, you know that listening to the journeys of others helps us each chart our own path. So make sure you're subscribed on the favorite platform you have to be notified as each new interview is posted. There are so many ways to stay connected to the Online Success Journey and listen in. And if you're enjoying the podcast, we appreciate your help in telling others. One of the best ways to share the benefit you get is to rate and review the podcast at Apple Podcasts and other sites. We appreciate your help and your willingness to share the journey. One last thing. If you're feeling a bit lost or overwhelmed on your own journey, Patience can help. Check out our coaching sessions on how to set goals and double your productivity while you're at the website. Working with Patience is a great way to get back on the right path. On behalf of Patience, and until next time, thanks once more for listening. It is our hope that this podcast will guide you on your own online success journey.